All right, so we need to get this thing fixed to make it to a show in just a couple days. The last time that bike was there, it left it stranded. So let's talk about that. So this is my 08 dyna lowrider, aka Lilith, and we took it to a show in Danville, Virginia at Thunder Road Harley. It was actually the dyno shootout. If you watch that, we put it on the dyno for the first time, saw what it ran, and just to get like a stock numbers, we had a show there. It rained. 3 people blew their motors up, and on the way home, not on the dyno, just trying to get there and get home. And we ripped out every bolt from our rear sprocket. So go watch that video if you haven't watched it after this. But we are trying to get redemption to get back there. So what we had to do was we tried to just retap the holes in the wheel. We did get all the studs out, or bolts or whatever. It felt a little loose. Try to tighten everything down, and when I trying to get like torque like to 70 foot-pounds or whatever it was, it didn't hold. So then we were forced to actually drill the wheel out. And actually, now that I mention that, I got a sprocket over here. Let's take a look. So that's what we did. We snapped the bolts in the rear wheel. So we drilled out the holes, tapped into the next size, got a whole new sprocket set up, got the bike back together, and now we have a show. It's called Two Broke for Sturgis. We just did one of those last weekend. A little rough, but we did it down at Doghouse Harley in South Carolina. So now we're going to go to Danville, Virginia. It's kind of cool because their GM actually watches these videos. So what's up, JR? And we're going to go up there, have a good time. It's a pretty cool dealer. The whole vibe is pretty good. It seems like everyone there is kind of really liking the performance bikes, which is really cool. And they're just there's a scene brewing up there. My boy Michael, he's helped building the scene with some of the guys over in Virginia Beach. And Virginia, or Club Style Virginia, is happening. And I feel like they're going to try to like really build some stuff. And the Club Style New Jersey, I cannot talk today. The Club Style New Jersey boys are coming down, and we got to get Lilith going. We rode this thing twice after we fixed the rear wheel and backed it out. I was doing something else. I was moving some stuff around, and I backed it out, and I noticed there was like a little bit of oil on the ground, and I was just like, okay. And I walked back to where the bike sits, and there was oil kind of right at the front wheel, and I was like, darn it. So we definitely blew a left fork seal, and I took the fork out, got it over to my buddy's house. I don't have any way to really like hold it, and I don't have any seal drivers. My buddy does like work on the side, so I just dropped the fork leg over there, and I was like, hey, I'm a little busy. Can you just like, you know, swap all this out for me? Give him a little bit of cash. And that is what we're getting ready to do right now. I also smoked the front brakes. The pads are destroyed. Maybe I'll remember to replace those. I think I have a pair. If not, we're just gonna run rear brakes, because why not? But let's go grab that fork tube. Unfortunately, I can't ride the bike because I'm not gonna strap that to one of the bikes. But we're gonna hop in the truck, go get that, come back, hopefully put it in the bike, and then take it for a little test ride, make sure it's cool, and then hopefully ride it to Thunder Road if we don't have any issues. All right, he left the fork tube out, our other set of seals, and leftover fork oil. We'll grab that. And this man is always building some weird, crazy stuff. He already extended the frame. So he's building like a mini bagger out of a bunch of leftover parts he has. Last time I was over here, the frame was like still stock, and it was super small, but now the seat will be back far enough probably for these handlebars. But it's crazy what this guy does with just leftover stuff. Resurrection Motorsports. And this is just spare time. I forgot my GoPro here. I literally drove all the way home. I was getting ready to pull everything out, and film putting the bike back together and realized I forgot my GoPro at my buddy's house. So let's go home now. All right, so now that we made it home, pretty sure the wife's got dinner cooking, or should be done. So let's go do that. Let's not make the wife mad. We had to kill an extra like 20 minutes probably for me being an idiot. Let's go eat dinner and then we'll get the dyna hopefully fixed and on the road. All right, time to work on the bike. We just had dinner, belly's full. So I'm not feeling like really wanting to work on the bike, but that's okay. I know I said we need front brake pads, and I knew I had some brake pads for this. They're rear pads, so we're just gonna run kind of glazed over front pads and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Who needs front brakes? So we're going to set tripod up, throw this back in there, and then maybe take it for a ride. All right, front forks are back together. Our front wheel is back on. Axle's on. Everything's pretty much tight. Got the front brakes back on. All we're gonna do is just kind of double check that everything's tight, and then we'll go for a quick spin around the block. Oh yeah, and I guess we'll put the front fender back on. All right, it's starting to get dark outside, but we did a quick tightening everything up. It's on the ground. We're just gonna go around the neighborhood. Again, it's kind of dark, so we're just gonna throw the GoPro in the bag. I might pull it out, just record a little bit of us riding, but we're not gonna put the one on the helmet and do any of that because I feel like there's no need. But let's go rip this before it gets too dark. All right, we survived. The bike did really good. The suspension felt fine. Everything felt nice and tight, just as it should be. So tomorrow we'll come out here and see if there's any leakage. Hopefully we'll ride it to work tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how the weather is. I'm not riding to work in the rain. I work in a factory and I'm not getting completely blasted wet. And then dealing with that, worrying about having to change, do any of that. I'm not gonna do that. Hopefully we can ride to work tomorrow. If not, maybe the next day, but worst case, we'll put a few more miles on it, do a nut and bolt check before we take it to Danville. But she rides just as I remember. We did do a little wheelie. That was perfect. It carried it pretty good as far as I'm concerned, because I don't have any skills in that. Hashtag don't tell the wife. But that was a pretty good time. Everything's pretty smooth. So we're pretty much going to wrap this up. Thank you for hanging out in this little garage session. Nothing too crazy. But we're just getting prepped for that show. I definitely want to be able to ride this thing again. We've had a decent amount of downtime on this bike. I think a lot of that comes with just new build blues. We have been working on other bikes, which has been fun, but it's never a good time when that bike's just sitting and I know I can't ride it. We built that for that reason. We want to ride it. We want to enjoy it. It's a good bike. I absolutely love it. And now that it's back in operation, hopefully we can start doing some review videos of all the parts we have on it. We did start that process, accidentally deleted the first video, and then of course we started breaking it again. So we need to get back on that. We're gonna have a good time in Danville at the Two Broke for Sturgis. By the time you're seeing this, it's already happened, because that's going to happen in a couple weeks, or a couple days. It's Tuesday as I'm filming this, and the show is Saturday. So we're going to knock that out, and have a great time. So if you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. What would you like to know about this bike? What would you like to see about this bike? I know we're going to start doing some review stuff on all the parts we've done and the things we weren't 100% happy with and things that we were happy with, all that jazz. So comment down below. What would you like to see, hear about, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, but as always, keep it wretched.